Hi, it's Peter from Caffeine. We're here at Great Titchfield Street, the original store, opened in 2009. And I want to talk to you tonight about something that's really actually not very exciting. It's quite stressful and really, really hard work. And that is setting your prices within your shop, okay? When I opened this shop here, I basically had the architects come in, you have the builders come in, and you start to realize quite quickly how many decisions you need to make in order just to get your shop open and then continue to open. And the amount of decisions that you are making is absolutely incredible. You just really don't realize it. The hardest one though was actually working out how much to charge for a cup of coffee or even some food back in the day. An easy one for food is you work on an industry average of maybe 25 to 30% of food costs. Okay, and I'm going to explain about costs and how they worked out in just a moment. Working out how much to charge for a cup of coffee, that was even harder because in those days there was only 6 or 7 specialty coffee shops in London. There was lots and lots of Costas and Starbucks, etc. And so effectively what we did was we copied what the Costas and Starbucks were charging, but that's the big problem because we're completely different. Our coffee is a better product. Our product is a better product, the service is better, everything is completely different, so you can't really set yourself on the same way. But when I opened in 2009, a flat white was £2.20. That was the price that I decided to do. That was in August of 2009. In around September, October, the lady who owns a fantastic shop next door, a little baby shop, little baby clothing, lots of jelly cats, she came to me and said, "Peter, I know lots of people in the area. There's lots of rumors going around, your prices are too expensive, okay? You've got to be," I was like, oh my God, I don't know, that was really scary, okay? By about December of that year, Emma came into the shop and she said, "Peter, keep the prices as you are, you're doing really well." Because people were coming to the shop, whereas before I opened here, this shop was empty and no one was coming past her little shop, and I was starting to get 200, 300, 400 people a day coming into this store. So of course she was happy. I know because my wife watches a local Facebook group. So we used to live in Walthamstow, okay? So the Walthamstow Facebook group, there was a coffee shop that opened up there, goodness me, maybe about 8 to 10 years ago, and everyone was excited in the area. So there's specialty coffee shops going to open in the area, and he was smashed for the first weekend, and straight away, online, he gets slammed for how much his prices were. Oh, it's too expensive, it's too this, it's too that, it's crazy, okay? I know it's happened in other shops before. The decisions that go into making and how much you charge for a cup of coffee, as I said before, it's absolutely one of the hardest ones because you know what your product is, you know how much you need to pay your staff, but you're completely scared and terrified that if you charge too much, that people won't come. And this is shown by how people react when they set prices up and they all put it online, okay then? So what I've been doing over the years, I first started off by doing around a 10p increase every year. And that's one of the integral parts. You have to do it incrementally every year. You can't just let it go. It's now gone up to around 20p per year that I put up an increase in coffee. But another factor's gone into that as well. When I first opened here, we were paying staff £7.50 an hour, which was effectively the minimum wage, okay? As you probably know, the government living wage now has gone up to £11.44, so that's the minimum wage you have to pay people. That's gone up, or going up in April of this year. The London living wage, which is voluntary, and out of the million businesses in London, only 14,000 of them pay the London living wage. It's still a very important factor though. That's £13.15. So that's your basic rate that you're paying. It's gone up around 10% in the last year. So what you need to start looking at is, oh my goodness, all of a sudden my wage cost is going up. So now what am I going to do? I need to increase my prices again. So that's putting more pressure on because you know you need to pay your staff, and you must pay your staff a fair and decent wage, but you also need to be scared of or aware of how much are people going to pay for a cup of coffee and what people are going to say when they come in and you hit that £4 mark on coffee as well. So to give you an idea, if we make £1 here, 20% of that goes to the government. So that brings it down to 83p. So 83p effectively, so 17p approximately goes to the government straight away, 83p is kept within the business. 40 to 45% of that of that 83p goes to staff. What we should be looking at is 30 to 35%, a maximum of 40. So the wage cost is constantly rising. That's putting pressure on your net profit at the end of the day. And at the end of the day, you're in business to survive, to thrive, to redevelop, to continue going. If you can't keep making profit, your business is going to fail. So where does the pressure come in? It comes in back on the prices. And I know from reading hospitality journals, hospitality articles, all across the pubs, all across the restaurants, everyone is suffering the same thing. So whether you're an operator, whether you're a barista, or whether you're a customer, and we're all customers, you're going to be seeing your prices are going to keep increasing, or businesses are going to start failing. But I go back to the fact, it's still a massively hard decision to make. And there was a guy who came and visited me, he's from Spain, and he's got his own coffee shop now. We had a really good conversation about it. He's got his own coffee shop. He said, I'm so scared to put my prices up. But he said, it's crazy. Because Peter, when I was in London, working in London, I worked for a big chain, they just put their prices up. No worries about it, just put them up, off they go, constantly. And it was just recently, only a few weeks ago, that someone tweeted me and said, why is it that the Costa flat white is more expensive than a specialty flat white these days? And we looked at it and we were like, oh my God, it is too. And these prices have kept increasing, and that's what you're going to see, because we need to pay your staff a decent wage, but you also need to have a successful, thriving business that makes a decent profit at the end of the day. Okay? So please keep that in mind when you're looking at your prices in your coffee shops. I hope you keep supporting independence inside the mind of a coffee shop owner. It's driving me crazy. I'll see you later.